This is an excerpt from the diaries of John Quincy Adams from July of 1835. John Marshall, Chief Justice of the United States, died at Philadelphia last Monday, the 4th instant. He was one of the most eminent men that this country has ever produced. He has held this appointment 35 years. It was the last act of my father's administration and one of the most important services rendered by him to his country. All constitutional governments are flexible things, and as the Supreme Judicial Court is the tribunal of last resort for the construction of the Constitution and the laws, the office of Chief Justice of that court is a station of the highest trust, of the deepest responsibility, and of influence far more extensive than that of the President of the United States. John Marshall was a Federalist of the Washington School. The associate judges from the time of his appointment have generally been taken from the Democratic or Jeffersonian Party. Not one of them, excepting Story, has been a man of great ability. Several of them have been men of strong prejudices, warm passions, and contracted minds, one of them occasionally insane. Marshall, by the ascendancy of his genius, by the amenity of his deportment, and by the imperturbable command of his temper, has given a permanent and systematic character to the decisions of the court and settled many great constitutional questions favorably to the continuance of the Union. Marshall has cemented the Union, which the crafty and quixotic democracy of Jefferson had a perpetual tendency to dissolve. Jefferson hated and dreaded him. Marshall kept Jefferson much under the curb. Sometimes, as perhaps in the case of Aaron Burr's conspiracy, too much so. But Marshall's mind was far better regulated than that of Jefferson. It is much to be feared that a successor will be appointed of a very different character. The President of the United States, now in office, has already appointed 3 judges of the Supreme Court. With the next appointment, he will have constituted the Chief Justice and a majority of the court. He has not yet made one good appointment. His Chief Justice will be no better than the rest. The president in question, of course, was Andrew Jackson. I'm reading the diaries of John Quincy Adams, and I have to read further to see who the Chief Justice will be that he appoints.